Good morning to our viewers across the world. It's Ayo Adams on the sports segment of the weekend show, and I'll be running you through the quick headlines, quick updates across the world of football. I mean, a lot has been happening across the world of football. We've been seeing managerial contract renewal. We've been seeing the Champions League going into the final. We're going to be home in Paris, May 28th. For the Champions League final, the UEFA Europa League has also gotten to its climax, and the UEFA Europa Conference League has also gotten to its final. We're running you through all the updates on that. And more significantly, I'll be running you through all the rigorous happenings, all the comebacks, the remontadas that happened in the Champions League midweek. But we'll start from the Premier League, where we'll go to Arsenal, as they've now renewed the contract of their head coach, Mikel Arteta, up until 2025. That news broke yesterday morning when Mikel Arteta was given a new contract to sign up until 2025, where he has now vowed to take Arsenal into the Champions League. Well, Arsenal currently sit fourth on the Premier League table with 63 points on the log, with a couple of games to go in match day 35 with 3 more games to go. Arsenal sit on top of Tottenham, their London rivals, with 61 points, and Manchester United in 6th position with 58 points. Can Mikel Arteta take Arsenal to the Champions League? Can he continue to hold on to that position that Arsenal, the Gunners, currently reside? Let us know on our comment section on our Instagram, Twitter, and every other platform. Do you think, as Mikel Arteta has done enough to warrant a new deal? I mean, we saw Jurgen Klopp giving a new 2 years deal up until 2026 June, and we know that Klopp has well deserved that deal. It's taken Liverpool to win the Champions League in his tenure. They've won the Premier League, and they're now contesting for the quadruple. They've already won the trophy this season and the Champions League final, and they are currently contesting to win the Premier League in England. So that shows that Jurgen Klopp has had the most significant route to have a renewal. But with Mikel Arteta, has he done enough? Has he done enough to take his club to the champion? Well, Arsenal has gotten to 4th position. Can they maintain it? We know how they can be if they want to falter or slumber. But we'll wait to see to the end of the season if his vow is going to be held into account, saying that he will take them to the Champions League. Well, we'll wait to see that. And to all our viewers across the world, to all the Arsenal fans, do you think that the Mikel Arteta process has been a great one? Has he been able to take Arsenal far? Is it the right choice moving into the next couple of years? Well, the Arsenal owners and board have decided, and they've renewed this deal up until 2025. Well, do you think he warrants a deal? Let us know in our comment section below. All right, then we'll move straight into the Champions League. It's one of my favorite parts of the show, where we'll talk about all the happenings in the world of sport. In the world of Champions League, one of the most exciting tournaments across the world of football. Where do we start with? We go straight into Villarreal. We go to Villarreal as they have now been knocked out of the Champions League by the Reds Liverpool. You never walk alone. The Reds at Anfield shook the Yellow Submarines. But we're going to be walking you through the Villarreal happenings across the Champions League campaign, the fairy tale campaign we call it for Villarreal, as they've been nothing but spectacular so far this season. Well, we'll start with how they began in the Champions League. They were in Group F with Manchester United, Atalanta, and Young Boys. Manchester United finished that group with 11 points. Villarreal were second in that group with 10 points, while Atalanta were third with 6, and Young Boys were fourth with 5th. Well, they started their campaign playing the current Champions League holder, Chelsea, which ended in a 1-1 draw. And a second match, they were at home to Atalanta of Italy, as they secured also a draw game in a 2-2 tie. Their third match day was against Manchester United, the team who has been struggling so far this season, well, with one man who has been leading their lines, Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the best players to ever exist in world football. That game ended in a 2-1 tie in favor of Villarreal. And then they went on to play Young Boys at home, and then they won that game also 4-1. They came back to play their match day 5, and they won that game 2-0 against Young Boys. Then they finally went back home to play Manchester United, and they lost that game before taking their final game of the group stages, winning against Atalanta, which now saw them take 10 points away from a group which had Atalanta, Manchester United, and Young Boys. They moved straight ahead into the knockout stages, where they met the old ladies of Juventus, who were also struggling for form, but they've also picked up their form in the Champions League. Juventus was struggling for form in the Seria A, while they were struggling for their Scudetto. But in the Champions League, Juventus was nothing but spectacular before they met the Yellow Submarines. Unai Emery's men had a 1-1 draw at home in Spain before they went to the Allianz Arena in Italy, and they defeated Juventus with a shocking 3-0 goals. It was shocking as they knocked out Juventus. And now we went straight into the knockout stages where they were paired with the Bayern Munich, the almighty Bayern Munich, which everyone thought that, oh, it was a done deal with Bayern Munich. We're going to knock out Villarreal. But I mean, across the world of football, for those who are La Liga fans, someone like me, we were all behind Villarreal, the Yellow Submarines, as we've been seeing how they've been performing so far this season. Well, they met Bayern Munich and they defeated Bayern Munich 1-0 in the first tie, in the first encounter at home in Spain. And a lot of row went across world football asking, would Villarreal be able to take this tie into the semi-finals? Would they be able to get one over Bayern Munich, the strong Bayern Munich who do not waver when they get home, the Bavarians? And that happened when they when they went to Germany to play Bayern Munich in the return leg of the tie. And Lewandowski got the first goal of the game in the 56th minute due to a defensive error by the defenders of Villarreal, before our very own Samuel Chukwueze pounced on a square play ball by Gerard Moreno, which saw them draw 1-1 tie, and the game ended in a 2-1 aggregate in favor of the Yellow Submarines. And they eventually triumphed and went straight into the semi-finals of the Champions League. It was a blistering night. It was a remarkable night. It was a historical night for the Yellow Submarines of Villarreal as they knocked out former Champions League champions Bayern Munich. They were now paired together in the semi-finals with the Reds, Liverpool, the team that does not sleep. You never walk alone. Anfield is hell, as Etienne Capoue described that wonderful stadium while talking before the first leg tie. Well, Liverpool entered in the first leg tie, defeating them in a 2 goals in favor of Liverpool in the first leg in the Champions League, and that was something remarkable. Villarreal tried their best in the first leg, but the tactics from Unai Emery was short to defeat Jurgen Klopp. And then they went straight into the second leg, where they played at home against Liverpool. And they also said that their coach, Unai Emery, mentioned during the press conference that Liverpool will have something to play for, which was there. And in the opening minutes of the game, Villarreal pounced on the Reds, scored 2 goals. Immediately the game started, and before the end of the first half, Villarreal were already 2 goals up, which saw them on aggregate scores equal with Liverpool. But then the Reds had something in mind. The Reds had a plan. Jurgen Klopp always has a plan, and he brought in Luis Diaz, who was one of the most remarkable signings so far this season. He can be compared to the likes of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as one of the best January transfer signings so far this season. He came in and he brought in a difference as Liverpool put one back with Fabinho, Mane, and they sealed off the tie in a 3-2 defeat to Villarreal. Well, we'll now be moving into, congratulations to Villarreal. They tried their best, but they could not defeat the Reds. And just shortly after the game between Manchester City and Liverpool ended, we saw a tweet from Mo Salah, who said, "We have a score to settle." That's him firing a shot to Real Madrid for the final of the Champions League, which is going to be held in Paris in May 28. Well, do you think Salah should be mounting off and boasting off to Real Madrid, the team that never gives up, the team that is known to play until the very last minute? Well, wait to see how that pans out on the end of the Champions League when we go to Paris to see how that game ends. But then you remember that Liverpool had played Real Madrid in the final of the Champions League a couple of years back. Salah was not able to feature properly in that tie as Sergio Ramos brought him down with a shoulder injury. I guess that is why he said we have a score to settle. Well, we'll see how that score is going to be settled at the end of the Champions League on May 28th. We'll now move to his counterpart, Sadio Mane, who some across the world have been lauding him as one of the best players so far in football, in world football. He's won the African Cup of Nations with Senegal, player of the tournament, remarkable tournament, scored the winning penalty in the tournament. Liverpool are contesting for the quadruple. Liverpool are in the final of the Champions League. Liverpool already won a title this season. Liverpool are contesting for the Premier League title. And Sadio Mane happens to be at the heart of it all. He's been scoring remarkable goals. He's been scoring vital goals for the Reds so far this season. But the most intricate question so far is he worthy enough to be a Ballon d'Or contender? Former Aston Villa player Gabriel Agbola mentioned that if he's going to be looking at anybody else aside the likes of Benzema and Lewandowski, it has to be no one else but Sadio Mane. I mean, one of the criteria of winning the Ballon d'Or is if you have won your continental championship, which he has solely done by winning the African Cup of Nations with Senegal. But are you a fan of Sadio Mane? Do you think that Sadio Mane has done all it takes to win the Ballon d'Or? Do you think when the polls come out, he will be among the top 5 players who will be represented across the world, who will be let to vote for across the world? Well, let us know how you think too. Go to our Instagram page, our Twitter handles, and every other platform that you know us from, and let us know, do you think Sadio Mane is on the right track to winning the Ballon d'Or? We'll let you know. But in my own stead, I think Sadio Mane is right up there with the likes of Lewandowski and Benzema. We'll now move to the next tie. I mean, this one is for all the Citizen fans and all the fans of Pep Guardiola and every other fan of Manchester City. It was a dark night for Manchester City at the Santiago Bernabeu, the stadium that never sleeps, the stadium that keeps chanting to the very end. Manchester City took the lead through Riyad Mahrez, assisted by Bernardo Silva, and the closing stages of the game, and they thought the game was well and fine with that 1-goal lead, which made the tie really, really in favor of Manchester City. Pep Guardiola took off Kevin De Bruyne, and everything was let loose. But taking off De Bruyne, he brought in Ilkay Gundogan, which was what sprung the attack that cost the goal. But he did not know that Real Madrid had something else planned, as Carlo Ancelotti had other tactics in his bag. Carlo Ancelotti brought in Rodrigo and Eduardo Camavinga, and they were nothing short of spectacular. As Camavinga was closing down the spaces, Rodrigo was there, putting in 2 goals at the back of the net in the 90th and 91st minute of the tie, which saw Manchester City crash out of the Champions League. I mean, it was nothing short of remarkable on that day, as we saw Real Madrid come back from the death. Real Madrid, a team that plays to the very end. Remember that Real Madrid had played PSG in the Champions League knockout stages, where they had Neymar, where they had Messi and Mbappe, and they came back also to win that game at the closing stages of the game with the Benzema masterclass. Then they went ahead to play the defending champions Chelsea, and the same thing happened all over again. Real Madrid, they are a team that played to the very end. I mean, throughout this campaign of the Champions League, you can never write off Real Madrid till the very last minute of the game. If the referee has not blown the whistle for the final minute of the game, do not think Real Madrid are done and over. And when you're talking about Real Madrid, you cannot miss out by talking about their main man on top. Don Carlo Ancelotti was won Real Madrid their 35th La Liga title, and has become the first manager to ever win the league titles across all the major leagues. He's won it Serie A with AC Milan. He's won it in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. He's won it in France League 1 with PSG. He's won it in the Premier League with Chelsea, one of the most exciting football seasons that Chelsea has ever seen, ever in their footballing history, where they had a lot of goals. They have amazing starts with the likes of Drogba, Anelka, Deco, Malouda, and Solomon Kalou, and so much more at that time. And then finally, he's won a league title with Real Madrid, making him the first manager ever to win five league titles across the 5 major leagues. Don Carlo Ancelotti is a man that is calm under pressure. Some people on Twitter and other social media platforms have been saying that if you see him wink his face, I mean, the expression you're looking up on the screen, that's all it needs to do, and Real Madrid will put 2 goals at the back of the net. Well, it's been all good and well for Real Madrid, but then at the end of the day, they are going to be facing Liverpool, a repeat of the final that happened a couple of years ago in May 28 in Paris. Who do you think will win the final? Go to our Instagram page, go to our Twitter page, go to our other social media platforms and have your predictions put there. And before the Champions League final, you know how we do it here on The Weekend Show, sponsored by Onile. We will be giving you data prizes and other fantastic prizes if you predict correctly. But right now, just let us know, off the top of your head, who do you think will win the Champions League final? Is it going to be Liverpool? Is it going to be Real Madrid? Now, still talking about titles, we'll now go to the Premier League, where we're going to have one of the major clash. Well, before we go to the Premier League, we have another man, the special one, Jose Mourinho, who is now in the Conference League final of the Champions League. Jose Mourinho is now in the Conference League final of the Champions League, and we're going to have him on. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. All right. We're moving into the Conference League final. We have Jose Mourinho, who is now taking Roma into the Conference League final. He has won. Jose Mourinho has been in the final of the UEFA Champions League. Jose Mourinho has been in the final of the UEFA Europa League, which he has won. Jose Mourinho is now in the final of the UEFA Conference League with Roma. I mean, the special one will always remain the special one. Like I said, he's won the UEFA Champions League final with the likes of Porto. He's won the UEFA Champions League final with the likes of Inter Milan. And now he's won the UEFA Europa League final with Manchester Manchester United is now in the Europa Conference League final, the first competition, its maiden edition. Mourinho is in the final with Roma. They're going to be playing Feyenoord on May 25th. I mean, it's an amazing scene for Jose Mourinho. And one of the most significant part of Jose Mourinho's campaign so far this season has been his star signing, Tammy Abraham, bringing him from Chelsea to come and join his ranks in Roma. And Tammy Abraham has been nothing short of a spectacular this season, as he has also given remarkable performances. So far this season, Tammy Abraham has scored 25 goals across all competitions. He's also the leading scorer, one of the leading scorers in the UEFA Europa Conference League final. How do you rate Tammy Abraham's season leaving Chelsea? In comparison to Chelsea's forward, Kai Havertz and Lukaku have a total joint goals of 25 goals across all competitions, while Tammy Abraham single-handedly has 25 goals. Is it a miss for Chelsea? Was it wrong for Chelsea to sell him to Roma? Well, let us know in the comment section. Go and put your predictions there. Go and put your thoughts there, your opinions. Why do you think Tammy Abraham's exit from Chelsea was a good one? Well, it's a good one for him, but for Chelsea, was it a good one, as they've also been short of goals in front of the lines? Well, that's all I have for you from all the major headlines. But you know, as we do it, we're now going to the streets to show you what happened with our pundits and our fans across the streets. It's the transfer season and it's about to be upon us. The summer transfer window is just a couple of weeks away. We went to the street to ask our audience, our fans, that if you are given a particular amount of money, who would you buy into your team? Now, I'm throwing that question to you, our audience. If we've given you a particular amount of money and the summer transfer window is upon us, who would you buy into your team? Like Manchester United fans, who would you buy into your team? Arsenal, which position do you need to strengthen? Chelsea, Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Tottenham. If you're a fan of all these clubs, let us know in the comment section. Let us know on our platforms, across social media platforms, who would you buy if you're given a transfer budget? But we went to the street to ask some of our pundits what they felt, and here is what they told us. But before I go, let me give a shout out to our favorite entertainment host, Aisha B. She's still recuperating from under the weather-ish. Well, we wish you come back very strong to meet us here in the studio. But before, my name is Ayo Adams, and I'll be joining you next week. But before we go, let us know how you think. If we're giving you a transfer budget, how would you use it? Well, our fans have it here to tell you. Here's what they have to say. Bye-bye for now.
My name is Akinola Israel. People call me Easy. AC Milan. From defense, there's a player from Lille, Botman, Sven Botman. Another player in midfield, because Casey is going to Barcelona, Renato Sanchez. I think is a very good inclusion. And we have two other players up front, Riyad Mahrez of Man City. I hope he will come. And Sassuolo's Berardi. Both players are left foot, but they'll play from the right wing. I want to believe with the inclusion of those players, I have a complete and standard good team.
My name is Olani Olamileko, Manchester United fan. Actually, I wish you would buy Haaland, Diaz of Manchester City, and I wish we buy Cancelo of Manchester City. I wish Manchester United sign the likes of Wilfred Ndidi. You know, that is going to balance the team very well. The reason I wish to buy Haaland was like, you know, we need a scorer, a great scorer. Ronaldo is getting older, and we don't have any replacement for Ronaldo. You know, without Ronaldo, Manchester United can't play the way Manchester United is before. You know, now the only thing we are enjoying in Manchester United is Ronaldo. Only Ronaldo, Nicola Ange, you know, so that's it. And Wilfred Ndidi, I know he's going to do the work from the midfield, and I believe in his tactics and his strength. And the defense also, all our defense, most of them are defensive error. Varane, Lindelof, Maguire, you know, most of them usually they are blunders. We need a serious-minded player. You understand? There's no what it takes to be a great footballer at Manchester United, because it's not easy to play at Manchester.
Globalization, Barcelona. Hopefully, I am going for Lewandowski, if given the opportunity. In the midfield, I would like to go for a player like Koeman. Barcelona, play a freestyle of football. They play tiki-taka, and Koeman is a kind of player that I think he can fit into the team conveniently.
My name is Tajuddin Olaya. I'm an Arsenal supporter. My first son is Messi. I want to play at Arsenal. After Messi, I need Karim Benzema, experienced player. so that he can deliver. I need a big name plus my own youth player to make it successfully for Arsenal to carry the Champions League final.
I'm Adeolu Adegoke. I'm a Chelsea fan. I'll go for Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and I'll buy Kevin De Bruyne if possible for him to come back to Chelsea. They are spectacular players and they are very great players and very good to watch. While watching them, you derive so much pleasure in doing that.